Hello everyone. Welcome to my YNR 24 spoilers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video thumbs up. In his debut, Mitch Bacall assists Harrison and Sharon in their danger. For Friday, October 31st, 2025, spoilers for The Young and the Restless are available. Fans can anticipate that Kyle Abbott will go above and above for Harrison Abbott in the upcoming episode. Sharon Newman finds herself in a perilous situation. Holden Novak also notices a different aspect of Claire Grace Newman. Additionally, there includes Mitch Bacall's debut. Let's discuss the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. Assisting Harrison Abbott. Let's begin with Harrison, Kyle's son. The young man is said to go above and above for his youngster. Harrison appears to be planning an outrageous Halloween costume that will make his father happy. It might distract Kyle from Holden, Claire, and the entire AI menace for a little while. Harrison might even put on a costume himself to make his father participate in Halloween. For his son, the young man would do almost anything. Perhaps this will cause Kyle to relax a little. Read more. Discover the events of YNR's most recent episode. Holden Novak's finding. Claire will continue to hang out with Holden as a friend over in Los Angeles. Additionally, the blonde will probably receive frequent updates on Noah Newman's health. Claire was profoundly impacted by Noah's coma despite never having met him. Holden will discover a different side to Claire. Perhaps on Halloween, she will make some sexy advances toward Holden. The risky search of Sharon Newman. According to Friday, October 31st spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Sharon will embark on a desperate quest to find out what caused Noah's tragedy. Nevertheless, it will put her in risk. Sharon can become a target herself if she comes too close to the truth. Read this. Spoilers for The Young and the Restless. Victor, not Kane or Jack, is Phyllis's primary target. The debut of Mitch Bacall. Speaking of Sharon, Mitch Bacall's debut coincides with her search. It is rumored that the man and his wife, Sienna Bacall, are up to no good. Why would they want Noah dead, and how does this relate to him? Harrison's father may be in serious danger as a result of Kyle pressuring Sienna for information regarding Holden and Audra Charles. Although Kyle is currently back in Genoa City, this LA stay tuned business is far from over. Everything we know about YNR Roger Howarth's character, Mitch Bacall's arrival. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Mitch Bacall has finally made an appearance. Here is all we know about this new character. Who is he? What role does he play? What is he doing? Mitch Bacall, who is he? The identity of Roger's character, Mitch Bacall, has finally been revealed after months of concealment. Mitch is the spouse of Sienna Bacall, a recent addition to The Young and the Restless. Noah Newman visited the Shadow Room, a club in Los Angeles that is owned and run by these two. Regretfully, it appears that much more is happening there. What's going on with Mitch Bacall? Mitch met Noah in London, according to Sienna, and offered to invest in his club in California if Noah chose to operate there. But something seems a little strange, because Sienna doesn't seem to know much about Mitch's talk with Noah, so it seems like she expects him to turn up at any time. Is Mitch responsible for Noah's car being driven off the road? What are the upcoming events for Mitch Bacall? Mitch will have a serious problem with everyone, including Victor Newman and the rest of the Newman family, if he was involved in Noah's accident. Mitch appears to be involved in much more than that. It's difficult to accept that the show would put Mitch in a precarious situation where he has no resources. The marriage appears to be more complicated than it first appears. Nick Newman and Sharon Newman appear to be Mitch and Sienna's new romantic interests, rather than the couple's damaged marriage. Perhaps we are looking at something very different than a reunion. From here, where do we go? Given how long it took him to contact his wife again, Mitch doesn't seem to be really committed to her. But when Mitch found out the truth about Noah's tragedy, he did appear to be somewhat worried. Is Mitch trying to distance himself from Sharon by hiding his role in Noah's accident? What else is Mitch up to? Is Sienna merely attempting to keep her family together? or does she wish to leave Mitch? Is this all a ruse to hide their respective roles in Noah's wreck? Or is Sienna the one who wants that family to be happy the way they initially believed? Will the truth about how all of this occurred be revealed at last? What role does Noah play in this new side, above and beyond character debut? As Genoa City enters the weekend, spoilers for Friday, October 31's episode of The Young and the Restless suggest some shocking revelations. A father goes above and above for his child, a new character makes their debut, and someone discovers a different side of their friend. What can we expect from Friday's performance? It's time to find out. Hi there, this is Mitch Bacall. According to Friday, October 31st spoilers for The Young and the Restless, the time has finally come. Fans who have been waiting for Roger Howarth to take the stage should not miss this performance, as it appears that the actor will finally make his screen debut as Sienna Bacall's MIA husband, also known as Mitch Bacall. It appears that Sharon Newman will put herself in risk in her quest for information about Noah Newman's accident. It'll be intriguing to watch what occurs next, because it sounds like Mitch's middle name is Danger. She'll probably run into Mr. Bacall. Kyle Abbott takes extra steps. Kyle Abbott will go above and above for Harrison Abbott over in Genoa City. Will Kyle use Harrison to gain access to Claire Newman? Kyle is a nice father, but he also wants to gain favor with her. Read this. Spoilers for The Young and the Restless. Victor, not Kane or Jack, is Phyllis's primary target. What if Harrison admits that Claire is missed? Is this about something else? Or will Kyle choose to fly his son to Los Angeles to visit her? Claire Newman's new side. Speaking of Claire, Friday's teasers for The Young and the Restless indicate that Holden Novak will discover a different side to his pal. Will this be Claire's hotter side, or perhaps her more analytical side? The possibility of Claire and Holden crossing a boundary in the bedroom is always present. But this teaser may also indicate that Claire reveals to him a side of herself that Jordan developed. A spooky side of Claire that YNR viewers witnessed when she first appeared on the canvas and when she tried to poison her aunt. Time will tell. Is Claire unaware of Mitch Bacall's startling bio? According to teasers and updates, The Young and the Restless is about to take a big turn in regards to Claire Newman's paternity. Is a startling admission that Mitch Bacall is her biological father imminent? Soap operas are known for rewriting history through retcons. It's a notion worth considering, especially in light of Cole Howard's untimely death. The production may decide to change it such that Claire is shocked to learn that her father was someone else, Mitch specifically. Victoria Newman must have joined the Los Angeles plot for a cause, after all. There may be more to this than Victoria checking in on Claire and providing Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, her support. Could there have been a romantic past between Victoria and Mitch? Victoria might get a surprise. If Victoria runs into Mitch and realizes he's her ex-boyfriend, she might be shocked. Plot twists are frequently introduced in soap operas years later, as was the case when it was discovered that Claire was still alive. Despite Cole's claim that he was the biological father following a DNA test, only Cole himself viewed the results. We could speculate that Cole may have made up the story because he was so anxious to start a family with Claire and Victoria. In particular, Cole gave Claire the strong father figure she needed to lead her, yet he is no longer with us and is obviously not adding anything more to the story. A curveball for paternity? Maybe Claire's world is about to be completely turned upside down by a paternity surprise. Of course, because Victoria is Claire's mother, YNR might preserve that aspect of Claire's identity. Claire loved Cole, though, and would be devastated to find out that her biological father was dishonest Mitch. There may be some friction with Claire because Mitch is somehow connected to the potentially fatal situation Noah found himself in. We should also note that Haley Aaron and Roger Howarth got along well when they were playing Kiki Jerome and Franco Baldwin, respectively, on General Hospital. They bonded as though they were father and daughter, even though he wasn't actually her father, before learning that her biological father was someone else. Kiki mistakenly believed Franco to be her father. Nevertheless, Kiki remained close to Franco, which resulted in Howarth and Aaron having a wonderful father-daughter relationship. Howarth recently shared a photo of himself with Aaron on his Instagram story, which may have been proof of the father-daughter bond. In any case, a paternity twist might revolutionize Claire's life. So keep checking back to see if any amazing news is on the horizon. According to teasers for The Young and the Restless, there will always be more chaos in Los Angeles. Mitch Bacall's much-anticipated debut opens a fascinating new era in The Young and the Restless, bringing with it mystery, peril, and a hint of romance. His appearance in the October 31st, 2025 episode is no accident. Soap operas are all about timing, and it feels like typical Y&R to introduce a morally dubious character at the same time that Sharon Newman's life is about to take a turn for the worst. Sienna Bacall, Mitch's wife, has as many layers of secrets as her charm. They jointly own the Shadow Room, a posh club in Los Angeles that is literally and symbolically enshrouded in darkness. It appears to be a hip location where celebrities and business magnates mix. Yet beneath the glamorous exterior, nefarious activities appear to flow like a covert stream. The thread that connects several narratives is Mitch's involvement in Noah Newman's accident. Unknowingly, Noah entered a web of lies when he went to Los Angeles to check out the club in hopes of finding inspiration. According to reports, Mitch approached him in London and introduced himself as a possible investor. However, there are concerns raised by the contradictions in Sienna's memory of Mitch and Noah's meeting. She seems strangely unsure of the specifics, almost as if Mitch had kept her in the dark. Could Mitch have set up Noah's mishap to conceal something more serious, like a financial scandal or cover-up connected to the shadowy activities of the Shadow Room? The fact that Mitch isn't your average villain is what makes him so intriguing. Shades of gray are preferred in soap operas, which rarely deal with absolutes. When Mitch hears about Noah's tragedy, his worry seems sincere, as if he might be defending someone or something, instead of acting maliciously. However, his attempt to become close to Sharon Newman may have harmful intentions if he is complicit. Is he trying to influence the investigation into Noah's crash by infiltrating the inner circle? Or is Sharon unwittingly entering the hideout of a guy who is caught between power and guilt? What Roger Howarth excels at is this complexity. His portrayal of Mitch Bacall, who is well known for portraying damaged antiheroes on General Hospital and One Life to Live, is certain to have depth, charm, and menace. His rapport with Case and Braun promises to make for interesting TV. As Mitch's falsehoods press up on them, viewers might anticipate that he will vacillate between danger and redemption, possibly falling in love with Sharon, assisting Harrison, the redemption story of Kyle Abbott. Returning to Genoa City, Kyle Abbott and his son Harrison are at the center of the episode's emotional core. Although the Halloween setting lends a humorous backdrop to their plot, the heart of a father attempting to maintain happiness in the face of chaos is beating beneath the colorful costumes. Dealing with betrayal, heartache, and complex relationships with Claire Grace and others, Kyle has experienced a tumultuous emotional journey. In order to make his son happy, Kyle goes above and above for Harrison in this episode, getting fully into the Halloween spirit. Despite its seeming smallness, the gesture has symbolic meaning. Kyle's readiness to participate, possibly by dressing up or planning an impromptu gathering, reflects his need to rediscover the most innocent aspect of his life, being a father. He temporarily puts aside business conflicts, romantic misunderstandings, and family strife in favor of love and humor. Happiness, however, never lasts forever without repercussions. As is always the case in Y&R, Kyle's continued involvement in the AI threat plotline raises the possibility that danger may reappear in his life. The mayhem in Los Angeles is far from done, as evidenced by his relationship with Sienna Bacall and his continued inquiry into Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, and Audra Charles. If Kyle's investigation into the secrets puts him and his kid in danger, his protective instincts for Harrison may soon be put to the test. It's interesting to note that this loving father-son moment may also have a narrative function, enhancing Kyle's reputation prior to the storm. Supporters are aware that whenever a character experiences a brief period of tranquility, trouble is typically just around the corner. Their scenes are particularly moving because of Harrison's innocence and Kyle's moral dilemmas. An undercurrent of bittersweetness permeates the scene as Kyle cheers up his son, the quiet before another Abbott family catastrophe. Holden Novak's thought, an unusual aspect of Claire Grace. Holden Novak is still a reassuring yet intriguing figure in Los Angeles. His friendship with Claire Grace Newman has developed into a potentially sexual and emotionally intense relationship. Her complexity, the way she combines darkness and sensitivity, appeals to Holden. In soap opera jargon, the sentence "he sees a new side to Claire" might signify a variety of things. It might be a sign of passion. Perhaps Claire finally lets her guard down and shows interest. With masks and disguises being worn on Halloween, their relationship might take a sensual turn. However, the term might also suggest something more psychological, a return to the spooky, cunning Claire that audiences initially encountered when she first emerged while under the sway of her evil Aunt Jordan. Haunted by her previous transgressions, Claire has been attempting to restore her life for months. However, emotional trauma may not go away quickly. Holden can be caught between love and dread if he sees her reverting to her previous behaviors, such as plotting, controlling, or even acting out. Holden would become both a confidant and a possible victim as a result of this conflict, which would deepen their bond. The program appears to be setting the stage for a significant identity reveal involving Claire, which could shockingly connect her to Mitch Bacall. This whole scenario is thrown into disarray by the rumor that Mitch might be Claire's biological father. If that's the case, Holden's developing feelings for Claire may lead to an epic family feud. There would be severe emotional repercussions, particularly for Victoria Newman, who might learn that her ex-lover Mitch has a connection to her daughter that she never would have thought possible. For the time being, the audience can use Holden's viewpoint on Claire as a narrative mirror. Viewers witness a woman who is frantically attempting to define herself in spite of her past transgressions. The trajectory of her tale will depend on whether that new side represents redemption or relapse. The risky search of Sharon Newman. Sharon Newman is one of the most resilient characters on The Young and the Restless. Sharon has quietly persevered through decades of heartache, loss, and reinvention. Her maternal instincts put her in peril in this plot. Sharon is adamant about learning the truth about Noah's accident and won't depend on anyone else, particularly when the police investigation appears to be stalled or misguided. Her quest for answers is as much an emotional one as an investigative one. The thought that her kid being purposefully harmed haunts Sharon. She gets closer to danger with each lead she pursues and shadow she follows. The spoilers hint that she might become a target as a result of her search, which is a typical prelude to a suspenseful plot point where danger and truth collide. It is no accident that her research coincides with Mitch Bacall's debut. Mitch might approach Sharon pretending to be looking for information on the Shadow Room. Their first encounter might be electrifying, an immediate bond tinged with suspicion. Mitch may perceive Sharon's questioning as a threat if he is in fact connected to Noah's injury. Ironically, though, he would also find himself pulled to her kindness, his conscience racked with guilt. A possible slow-burning relationship based on danger, deceit, and unanticipated chemistry is made possible by this dualism. Nick, Adam, Ray, and now maybe Mitch are among the damaged men Sharon has fallen for in the past. The stakes are personal this time, though. Sharon's heart and her son's safety are inextricably linked if Mitch is connected to Noah's near-death experience. The narrative of Sharon examines the extent to which a mother will go in pursuit of the truth. It's about facing evil with elegance and tenacity rather than with force. However, if she puts her trust in the wrong guy, her compassion could also be her downfall. Is Mitch Claire's father? This is the paternity bombshell. The idea that Mitch Bacall is Claire Grace Newman's biological father is among the more intriguing theories hinted at by recent leaks. Rewrites and retcons are nothing new in the dynamic realm of daytime drama. The Newman family would be rocked by the possibility that Cole Howard was not Claire's biological father. This twist seeds have already been sown. Mitch's abrupt appearance, along with his enigmatic past with Sienna, suggests deeper ties to Genoa City's elite, while Cole's passing makes narrative space for a new paternal figure. Could Claire have been born as a result of Mitch's previous romance with Victoria Newman? If accurate, this information would not only change Claire's identification, but also result in a passionate reunion between Victoria and Mitch. Victoria might have to confront a man who abandoned her decades ago and relive past traumas, or worse, a man she never knew could have fathered her child. The authors have the chance to incorporate emotional conflicts, flashbacks, and the type of generational drama that Y&R is known for. It would be psychologically upsetting for Claire to learn that Mitch is her father. She has battled to overcome the controlling influences of her childhood, and discovering that her biological father is a questionable character may cause her to relapse or seek atonement. Furthermore, Claire might be caught between her allegiance to her ancestry and her affection for Noah's family if Mitch is involved in Noah's accident. The narrative symmetry is further enhanced by this possible paternity surprise. In General Hospital, where similar father-daughter twist occurred, Roger Howarth and Haley Aaron had a bond on screen as Franco and Kiki. For devoted soap opera viewers, bringing that dynamic into Y&R would be both sentimental and emotionally stirring. Themes of danger, family, and redemption. This episode skillfully combines a number of themes, including amorous seduction, maternal bravery, paternal love, and moral uncertainty, into a seamless drama. Pure parental love is reflected in Kyle's devotion to Harrison, while the darker, more desperate aspect of same love is reflected in Sharon's search. The potential relationship between Mitch and Claire, meantime, creates a generational echo as the parents' transgressions reverberate through the lives of their offspring. The analogies of disguise and disclosure are heightened by the Halloween setting. Costumes obscure identities, masks hide facts, and every smile hides a secret. For Mitch, it is the facade of attractiveness that conceals his guilt. For Sharon, it's the facade of calmness that conceals terror. For Claire, it's the reborn mask that hides past trauma. This episode perfectly captures Y&R's timeless formula: familial secrets, emotional closeness, and the never-ending conflict between right and wrong. Soap operas thrive on cyclical storytelling. The show reminds viewers that despite Genoa City's brilliant lights, danger is always present by contrasting innocence with it. In conclusion, a storm is approaching. The young and the restless high-stakes winter plotline is coming together as the show wraps off its October 31st, 2025 episode. Mitch Bacall's debut marks the start of a narrative reckoning rather than just a casting event. Fireworks are guaranteed because of his connections to Noah's accident, his broken marriage to Sienna, and the possible paternity link to Claire. Mitch's secrets and Sharon's search for the truth will collide, potentially sparking a risky attraction that could endanger both. The episode is emotionally grounded by Kyle's touching moments with Harrison, which serve as a reminder of the consequences that arise when dishonesty takes over a family. Holden's assessment of Claire's new side, meanwhile, portends emotional upheaval and possibly the next significant development in this complex web of love, sorrow, and legacy. To put it briefly, The Young and the Restless is laying the groundwork for a revolutionary new era. Every costume, kiss, and confession is heading to a reckoning that might alter the course of history forever, as danger looms in Los Angeles and hearts break in Genoa City.